It's about 9 a.m. on Monday, the 16th of May, 2011, and we are on the Stoney Point Road, just outside the village of Rouse's Point. We're on the 9B off the southern part, the part that goes out to the breakwater, and we were called by the town clerk, Julie Castine, telling us that the Stoney Point Road was being washed out, and the town was putting some extraordinary efforts in here trying to save the road. Just saw one truck pull out, another one backing in. Debris, as we see, all along the roadside. Picture's going to be jumpy as I walk and talk. The waves lapping on the road. This road has been closed to all traffic for about a 2-week period now. And I don't know if it recently opened up to local traffic, but obviously you have to wonder if traffic crosses this road, what it does to the sandy part of the gravel that's making up the road. And one would think that the small granules of the gravel would be compressed and would be possibly washed away with the water. We're making our way further in. Lots of gravel and crushed stones have been washed across the road here as the town has put in fill along the roadsides. Lake Champlain reached its highest ever flood stage about a little over a week ago. On the 7th, it was 103.2 feet above sea level. A lot of you see the stones washed up. That's gravel, and the stones stay on the road, and the sandy part gets washed away, and you have to wonder if that same type of thing is happening underneath the pavement here. We had 8 days without rain, and that started, I think, on the 6th. Comes a truck, and this is a Monday. On Saturday, the rains started up again, and they've been going pretty much non-stop. Driver Ben Huff going by. Not sure if another vehicle will be backing up shortly. Again, we see these large rocks on the road. When they were washed up here, I'm sure a lot of them were part of gravel, and you can see where the silt collects on this side of the road. I've washed in here from the north. Not sure how much further I'm going to want to walk with my shoes on here. We will go up to maybe to the next bend. But again, I wouldn't be overly brave backing a heavy truck through here full of sand, and I'd be a little concerned about going through. Apologize, the picture's jumpy. It's because I'm walking and talking and looking behind my back to make sure I don't have a truck approaching. I'm ankle deep in the water. See the waves washing the shore up ahead of us. Keeping an eye behind me. Temperature is 46 degrees. I'll move this stone off. I hear a loader ahead of us. Deep water again. Probably the deepest I've been in today. There comes a town vehicle. Now we're up there where the breakwater is. Morning!
Morning.
What's happening, Alan Racine?
Well, the road got eroded pretty bad over the weekend, so we're stoning it all the way through. We're putting shock rock about 6 feet wide, 2 feet deep.
Any danger of the stuff underneath being washed out?
Not so far, but I didn't want to let it go any further, otherwise we would have a problem.
So they're going to come all the way from the breakwater up to Route 9B?
Yep. Hopefully we'll try to get it done by today.
Don't mind here.
All right.
And I had Jane come out with me to take pictures this morning for DEC purposes and FEMA. And
It's scary down there.
I can imagine it is kind of scary.
Yeah, and way down where I don't know how those people are surviving down there. Go take a look at that road, you can't see it. And you can't walk out. I wouldn't walk out.
Okay, well, I've gone this far. I might as well walk the final few steps.
Now, down the other end is not as scary as up here since the shot rock's been put in, but it's not fun. It's not a fun day.
Bring on the snow. Okay, thank you, Alan. And Alan Racine, Highway Superintendent, and Jane West, Confidential Secretary for the Town Supervisor. Heard them mention photos for FEMA throughout areas along Lake Champlain and the Champlain Valley. They're trying to come up with a total amount of municipal damage to qualify for FEMA funds. And the problem with a flood of this nature is that the water will take a while to recede, and in many cases you won't really know what the damage is until the water recedes enough so you can investigate along the banks of the roads and the causeways and whatever. Like Gene Karen may not know I'm behind him here, so I'll proceed with caution. This is the shot rock. Being placed along the shoreline. And as you can see, it's doing its job here. When these trucks come down here, they're not carrying gravel. They're carrying this shot rock. Now normally you can continue on here and go to the homes that are along the shore. As I mentioned the last time I was down here, my good friend Luella Papin and her husband Joe had a couple of homes down here. I'm not sure who owns them now. They're the first two when you arrive. I know John Ferbatko has a home down here, and there are several others. This is the breakwater. Or it's where the breakwater is. Obviously you cannot see any part of the breakwater. This is the end of the line for us. I can't go much further to my left because of the water. This is where their private road is, right here. From this point on, it's private road. They will have a major problem. Okay, here are the names. Those are the people that are down that road. If you continue, if we can, I'm guessing that is probably a little bit north of Point of Fair in the Catfish Bay area. The end of this road, you go a few hundred feet beyond it, you'll come to the Duck Pond Road where the Kearney Road comes down. We've got footage there from Donnie Shinbear that's on the internet, and we will be running on hometown cable. I haven't been able to put it on at this point as far as being on cable TV, but it's been on the internet for well over a week now. And beyond the Duck Pond Road, or Duck Pond Drive, is, again, you have to go through the swamp a few hundred feet, then you'd come to the area around Point of Fair. So those areas are separated by swamps. There's no complete lakeside drive. Me and Karen moving up, waiting for the next truck to come through. As has been mentioned in previous days of this coverage, municipal budgets at the local, county, state, and federal level are already in a crisis stage, and now you got our little disaster here. You've got major problems, whole towns being wiped out along the Mississippi. We had tornadoes that came through about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Hundreds of tornadoes that killed hundreds of people and left wakes in their path of total destruction. So an already cash-strapped nation is going to have to find some funds to build up the infrastructure. People who have damage, for the most part, they're pretty much on their own as far as their personal property. And we are making our way out. We'll pick it up again when we get to some water. That's the area where the shot rock is, and you can see as soon as you get beyond there that it's a little more lively. So the town will be looking to run that shot rock all the way to the end here of Stoney Point Road. I would think for a while, once the lake recedes, boaters will have to proceed with caution, because we've seen so many large branches and logs that floated on shore. You have to wonder how many others are waiting out there and floating around in the broader lake. Once again, we're in the water with the deep stuff up ahead. I will welcome the car heater when I get back to my vehicle. Again, it's 46 degrees with a wind. So it's not particularly pleasant out here. I've just come through a deep area with some large logs that have washed ashore. And I'm continuing in this direction. I can see the 9B shoreline ahead of us. It is areas like this that I would be concerned about once that water recedes. What is happening underneath? Well, our walk took us about half an hour. Well, we'll wrap it up here as we approach Route 9B. This is the hometown cable look at the attempted rescue of the Stoney Point Road, May 16th, 2011, just outside the village of Rouse's Point in the town of Champlain. And we'll close with the town vehicle coming around the corner. Proceeding with great caution, I might add. And I'm sure he's checking for damage as he comes. Well, that'll wrap it up. We made it back to 9B, and somewhere there'll be a lot of free firewood available.